shear force and bending moment. Okay. So for any structure like a cantilever beam, so this is cantilever actually, carrying some loads, okay, or some simply supported beam, or overhanging beam, single side overhang, or you take a double side overhanging, double side overhang like this. Basically, these are determinate structures, right? Or the structure may be like this with internal hinge. So these are determinate structures, or sometimes structures may be indeterminate, like propped cantilevers. This is propped cantilever, or it may be continuous beam like this. Or sometimes beams may be fixed one, both sides fixed. Or sometimes you can have some frames like this, 2D frames. Okay. So any of these structures, so what is meant by bending moment? What is meant by shear force? That we need to understand properly, right? So to understand this shear force and bending moments, first you should know how to find external reactions, okay? External reactions. So first we'll start with the statically determinate beams. Determinate beams means at most the reactions will be equal to number of equilibrium conditions, okay? So whatever number of equilibrium conditions are there, that many external forces will be there. That means statically determinate beams we'll see first. Okay. So we'll discuss about shear force and bending moment for statically determinate beams. So first we need to find reactions, right? Reactions of statically determinate beams. Suppose if you take a cantilever beam for any loading, like two point loads are there like this, 10 kilonewtons, 20 kilonewtons like this, and the distances are 2 meter and 2 meter. Okay. So now here we have three reactions here. One is vertical reaction, one is horizontal reaction, and another is movement. So we need to use equilibrium conditions. You know, equilibrium conditions are sum of the horizontal forces equal to 0, sum of the vertical forces equal to 0, sum of the algebraic sum of moments must be 0 in any structure. Then only the structure will be in stable condition. That's why, so these three conditions needs to be satisfied for stability. So just we impose these conditions here. The horizontal reaction, suppose RH, only one force is there, that reaction, so RH must be 0. Similarly, vertical reaction RV. So RV, upward force, if you take positive, downward forces are 20 and 10. So if you take upward force positive, downward can be taken negative. Opposite nature, okay. Equal to 0, sum of the vertical forces. So vertical reaction will be 30 kilonewtons. Similarly, sum of the moments must be 0 about any point. Okay, about any point. The point may be within the structure or it may be out of the structure. So at any point you can take to get the moment, okay, the moment reaction. Okay, or otherwise reaction, RM, moment reaction. So clockwise moment Rm plus 20 into 2 clockwise moment plus 10 into 4 clockwise moment about A. So we have taken points about A which is equal to 0. Okay. At A we have taken. So Rm reaction moment equal to minus 40 which is equal to minus 80 kilonewton meter. That means we have assumed wrong direction. So it should be instead of clockwise, it should be anti-clockwise. If we take anti-clockwise, it will be 80 kilonewton meter. That is the reaction at left support. A, suppose if you give A, B, C. So at A, 3 reactions we are getting from the 3 equilibrium conditions. Clear, Madhu?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Similarly, for any cantilever beam, you can find reactions very easily. Just taking moments about any point, you can get one. Moment. Suppose let us take a cantilever with the partial UDL, like 20 kilonewton per meter. We will take, and this is 2 meter, 2 meter. So reactions are now, see, horizontal reaction. You cannot expect any horizontal reaction because there is no horizontal load on the structure. So horizontal reaction will be 0. Vertical reaction, see, for downward 20 into 2, 40 load, upward load will be 40. Upward reaction will be 40 here, 40 kilonewtons reaction. Similarly, the moment you can take at any point. Suppose if you assume a moment of anti-clockwise moment of M here, the M can be worked out very easily. Taking moments about A, so minus M anti-clockwise moment plus 20 into 2. 20 into 2 is the load and its centroidal distance. So the centroid of the UDL is somewhere here, which is 1 meter from this end. CG of that load. So about A it will be the distance is 2 plus 1 3. So 20 into 2 is the load. So actually 20 into 2 is the load into 3 meters. Okay, equal to 0. So M equal to 20 into 2 into 3, that is 120 kilonewton meter. So that moment can take about any point. Suppose let us take moment about this B point. What happens you will see. If you take a moment about B point, so minus M plus 40 into 2. See, 40 reaction also will create moment, right, about B point. 40 into 2 is a clockwise moment. Plus 20 into 2 into central distance 1 about B point. That is also clockwise moment equal to 0. So M equal to 80 plus 40, 120. Okay, then also you'll get, see, here we are taking moment about B. Here we have taken moment about A. You can take moment about any point. Let us take about C. Whether we get or not, we will see. So minus M, then about C means plus 40 into 4 clockwise couple, and about C, because of UDL, you will get anti-clockwise couple, right? That's why minus 20 into 2 is the load. Central distance about C is 1 unit, okay, 1 meter, equal to 0. It is about C. So at any point you can take moment, while taking moments about any point means the point can be any point, okay, anywhere in the structure, or it can be out of the structure also, nothing wrong in that, okay. So now how much M you will get? See, 160 minus 40, so 120 only. Even you can take moments about any other point also. Suppose D point is there here, outside. About D also you can take. Suppose about D, if you take about D, it will be like this, minus M plus 40 into 6. Okay. See, 20 into that load actually creates anti-clockwise moment. So minus 20 into 2 is the load, and its central distance is about D, 3 meters, equal to 0. So M equal to 40 into 6, 240 minus 120. So 240 minus 120 is 120. So you should observe this. Okay, the moment can be taken about any point, whether it is on the structure or it may be outside of the structure. Nothing wrong in that. Okay, so that means actually for stability, the algebraic sum of moments must be 0 about any point. That is moment equilibrium. Force equilibriums, sum of the algebraic sum of the vertical forces must be 0. Algebraic sum of horizontal forces must be 0. By using these conditions, we can estimate the reactions, actually external reactions. So sometimes the beams may be simply supported nature, like this. See, for any loading, suppose loading is some point load like this, 30 kilonewtons, 2 meters here, 4 meters here. Okay. So here, as loads are actually, only vertical, load is only vertical, horizontal reaction will be 0 here. So vertical reactions will be there at A and B supports. So let us assume it is RA and this is RB. So sum of the vertical forces, algebraic sum of vertical forces must be 0. So RA plus RB equal to 30. Okay. Another condition is movement about any point. So let us take about A. That means 30 into 4 clockwise couple. Okay, clockwise movement minus RB into 6 equal to 0. So from second equation, RB equal to 30 into 4 by 6, that equal to 20. Okay, RA equal to, obviously from first equation, what happens? RB 20 means RA equal to 30 minus 20, that equal to 10 kilonewtons. So like that, you can work out reactions very easily. So similarly, sometimes the load may be UDL. Like this. Suppose this is 2 meters, this is 3 meters, this is 2.5 meters. Okay. So intensity 20 kilonewton per meter. A point, B point. One is hinge, another is roller. See here horizontal reaction. Actually 0 because there is no horizontal load on the structure. So now reactions are RA and RB. RA plus RB, total upward force is equal to total downward forces, that is 20 into 3. So that means net algebraic sum will be 0. Upward equal downward means algebraic sum will be 0. So RA plus RB 20 into 3 means 60 kilonewtons. That is one condition, one equation. And taking moments about A, 20 into 3 is the load. Its centroidal distance is, you can see its centroidal distance up to center of that UDL, right? Okay, that is 2.5 plus 1.5. That equal to 4 meters. Okay, so 20 into 3 into 4 clockwise couple must be equal to RB into 3 plus 2 5, 5 plus 2 and a half 7.5. Okay, so RB equal to 20 into 3 into 4 by 7.5. So 3 ones, 3 2.5s. Okay, then 2.5 eights. So 8 into 4, 32 kilonewtons RB. Obviously RA equal to 60 minus of that, that is 28 kilonewtons. So you can work out like this easily reactions. Sometimes loads may be uniformly varying. Uniformly varying loads. That means the load variation may be like this. Uniformly varying load. Okay. Take some distances. 2 meters. Let us take 3 meters. This is 4 meters. Here RA reaction. Here RB reaction. Let us assume intensity here at end 32 kilonewton per meter. Okay. 0 to 32 is varying. Anyway, horizontal reaction here is 0. Horizontal reaction is 0 there. Okay. Now RA plus RB equal to
half into 3 into 30.
okay, RA plus RB equal to See, RARB total upward forces. Downward force is how much?
Area of the triangle.
So RA plus RB equal to it's a total upward force is equal to total downward force. Total downward force is uniformly varying load. So how to calculate that varying load means it is area of triangle. That means half into 3 into 32. Half into base is 3. That intensity at one end is 32 and other end is 0. So otherwise you can think like this also. Average, because it is linear variation, 0 plus 32 by 2. That is the average intensity into length. You can think like that also. Okay. What is the value? 32 by 2, that is 16 into 3, 48, right?
Yes, sir.
48 kilonewtons. So taking moments about A, 32, that 32 into, okay, directly you can take half into 3 into 32, that is the load. That is the load into its centroidal distance. You can see what is the centroidal distance? See, for this triangle, from this apex side, 2/3 of base, 2/3 of 3, that equal to 2 meters. So centroid about A is actually 4 plus 2. That is the distance. That is clockwise movement actually. That must be equal to RB into
9.
9. RB into 9. That equal to RB into 9. RB is how much?
Thirty-two, sir.
Second. RB equal to how much?
32.
So RA equal to 48 minus 32, that is
16.
16 kilonewtons. So like this, you can just by applying equilibrium conditions, you can find out the external reactions. So sometimes the structures may be having internal reaction, internal hinges. Suppose this may be the structure having some loads like this. It may be having some inclined load also, something like this, 30 degrees, some 20 kilonewtons here, 15 kilonewtons per meter. Three meters, 3 meters, 3 meters. So for this inclined load, you can find components, horizontal component and vertical components you can find to find the reactions. Okay. So the reaction, the horizontal component and vertical component of these reactions are, the 20 force is 20 sin 30. 20 sin 30 means 10 kilonewtons, and horizontal will be 20 cos 30. That is 20 root 3 by 2. That is 10 root 3, right? So that means the reactions are like this. Here horizontal reaction you can expect 10 root 3. Okay. Then the remaining things are like this. So at internal hinge is there. Then at internal hinge bending moment is 0. So based on that you can find this RB. Let us assume it is RA. You know here RA plus RB equal to, so vertical forces are 10 kilonewtons plus 15 into 3. That is 45 plus 10, 55 kilonewtons. That is one condition. And bending moment at hinge is 0. Bending moment means not at defined, right? Bending moment at internal hinge is 0. Bending moment is nothing but, bending moment is one side net moment. One side algebraic sum. Net means algebraic sum. One side net moment of required section. Okay, that is the bending moment. So let us take right side. Right side, if you take, what happens? Bending moment means one side net moment. That means 15 into 3 is the load, into central distance is 1.5. Okay, that is clockwise. Anti-clockwise, RB into 3. That is RB into 3 equal to 0. Why 0 means bending moment is 0. Bending moment means one side only. One side net moment of the section. Okay. So with this you can find out RB. And here moment also you can expect here, right? Let us assume moment is here M. Okay, at A. So RB equal to now, how much it is? 3 means 3 gets cancelled. 15 into 1.5, 22.5, right?
Yes, sir.
So RA plus RB is 55. Obviously, RA equal to 55 minus 22.5, which is equal to
32.5.
32.5. And algebraic sum of moments about any point must be 0, right? So let us take moments about A. So take moments about A. Okay, then it is minus M plus 10 into 3 plus 15 into 3 into 6 plus 1.5, 7.5 centroidal distance. Okay. Minus RB into 9 equal to 0. RB we know actually, that is 32.5 into 9 equal to 0. With this M you can find out. What is the M?
One 1.5.
1.5 kilonewton meter. Correct, na? 1.5? 1.5. RA 32.5. 10 into 3, 30. 32.56. 1.5 kaade. 30 plus 45 is 1.5 minus 32.5 into 9. Is it 70 something?
75, sir.
Yeah. 75 kilonewton meter. సో ఇక్కడ వరకు మీకు క్లియరా? రియాక్షన్స్ ఎలా కనుక్కోవాలనేది అర్థమైందా? ఇంకా ఏమైనా ఇంకా ఎక్కువ ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ కావాలా, సరిపోతుందా? మీకు ఆల్రెడీ మీకు తెలిసి ఉంటుంది, అందుకోసం అనవసరంగా ఎందుకు టైం వేస్ట్ చేయడం. క్లియర్ కదా? రేష్మా క్లియర్ కదమ్మా?
Yes, sir.
దీపా Kirti, clear, Amma?
Yes, sir. Clear, sir.
Okay, ma'am. Now we'll go to shear force and bending moment directly. So shear force is nothing but shear force is defined as shear force. It is basically at any section, okay, at any section, if you want to find shear force, you can define very simply one side net force. Net means algebraic sum. Okay, one side net force. So net force may be either downward or upward. That's why sign convention is like this. Sign convention, left upward, okay, or right downward is positive. Reverse is negative. Left down, right up is negative. This is shear force. Similarly, bending moment is defined as at any section one side net moment. Okay. Here also sign convention spelling yes kada Tina. Yes sir Tina.
T, sir.
Tina, okay. Okay, sign convention is actually sagging moment. That means to get sagging moment, you need to apply moments like this. Left clockwise, right anti-clockwise. This is positive. Opposite is to get hogging moment, that is negative. That means left anti-clockwise, right clockwise, that is negative moment. Okay, this is called sagging. This is called hogging. So at any section, you can find shear force and bending moment according to this sign convention. Then SFD means shear force diagram means SFD means plotting of shear force. Okay, at all points of the beam. That is shear force diagram. Similarly, bending moment diagram is BMD, plotting of bending moment at all points of the beam. Okay, so first we'll see how to find shear force for simple beams. Okay, let us take a cantilever beam like this. I have structure like this, 20 kilonewtons, 10 kilonewton per meter. Okay. Let us take this is 2.5 meter, 2 meter, 3 meter, A, B, C, D. So of course, if you can find reactions, that would be better actually. So reactions are there. That means total load is 10 plus 3, sorry, 10 into 3, 30 plus 20, that is 50 here. Horizontal 0. Moment is 20 into 2.5, 50, and 10 into 3 into 6, right? 10 into 3, 30, and centroidal distance about A is how much? 4.5 plus 1.56. So 30 into 6, 180, 180 and 50, 230. So is it 230 reaction here? Clear? Huh?
Yes, sir.
Now at any point you can find shear force. Suppose in between of A and B, shear force is how much means? Just you can see one side. Left side if you see 50 upward force is there. So shear force is 50 positive. In between BC if you see left side if you see 50 upward or 20 downward, net is 30 upward. So 30 is the shear force. Like that. And in between of CD, okay, shear force, how it changes, that we can see. So directly I'm plotting here. You can observe here the plotting of this one is very easy. 50 upward reaction is there. So draw a 50 line here. In between AB, nothing is there. Obviously, there is no possibility of change of shear force. So 50 continues up to here, up to B. Then 20 downward arrow is there. So drop 20 here. That means remaining 30 will be there. So 30 will be remain same up to C, B to C. In between 30 shear force only will be there. So here 30, okay. Then from there onwards, load is dropping gradually. Every meter 10 is dropping. That means in 3 meters 30 drops. That means exactly it means like this. You can observe here. This is 30, this is 3. Suppose theta is here, this one. What is tan theta?
10.
Slope is nothing but tan theta. Slope is tan theta 30 by 3, that is 10. The slope of the shear force diagram represents, if there is a slope, that represents actually intensity of loading. So slope of SFD anywhere represents actually intensity of loading. Intensity of loading. Okay. So whatever slope is there, that intensity only will be there. Okay. So actually you can prove that basically. Okay. Suppose at any section, if you take a dx section of the beam, dx section, okay, I mean dx width, then suppose this side shear force is V, this side shear force is V plus dV, okay, and loading intensity is W kilonewton per meter. So just if you balance it, I mean equilibrium conditions if you apply, so upward load is what? Upward load is V, sorry, V upward equal to downward is what? W dx plus V plus dV. Okay. Upward equal downward. So VV gets cancelled here. So W dx equal to dV or W equal to dV by dx. Of course, negative sign will be there. W dx equal to minus dV and W equal to minus dV by dx. Okay, that minus maybe you can think like this. This is a downward actually, downward intensity of loading. Downward load. Okay. So loading intensity equal to dV by dx, the rate of change of shear force. So the rate of change of shear force equal to the rate of change of shear force is intensity of loading. Okay. So in between of the point loads, I mean the span having no load means the shear force will be constant in that region. That you can observe in between of AB and BC. Then there's no change. Wherever point load is there you can observe sudden change in shear force, right? So that point also you can remember. Okay. If reaction or point load acts on the structure, acts on the acts at a location, then we can observe sudden change in shear force at that section. Clear? In shear force diagram, you can see that sudden change. Okay. So sometimes the loads may be uniformly varying. Then also you can draw shear force diagram and moment diagram actually. So first we are focusing on shear force diagram only. So let us see. Actually, suppose if you have a UDL like this, some 10 kilonewton per meter, 3 meter, 2.5 meter. So what are the reactions here? So 10 into 3, 30 kilonewtons. What is the moment here? Tell me. 10 into 3, 30. 30 into 2.5 plus 1.5, 4. 30 into 4, 120, right? 120 kilonewton meter. So how to draw shear force diagram? Okay. Shear force diagram first. Okay. 30 up. Then here constant. Then 10 into 3, 30. I mean, every meter 10 drop. So it drops like this, straight line. Okay. Entirely positive. This is SFD. Same here also. Theta means tan theta, 10 you can observe. So suppose let us have uniformly varying like this. Suppose here intensity 9 kilonewton meter, here it is 3 meter, this is 4 meter. So the reaction here is, see 9 into 3, 27, half, because one side half 0 and another side 9. So average is 4.5 only. So half into 3 into 9, that is 13.5, right? Is it 13.5?
Yes, sir.
Kilonewtons. Moment is how much? 9 into 3 into half, that is 13.5 into 4 plus 1, 5. 13.5 into 5. So 50 and 15, 65, 67.5. Is it 67.5?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now how to draw shear force diagram? How to draw correct shear force diagram? So always start from left, then it is convenient. So because right arrow 13.5, then directly you can draw 13.5 right, I mean upward, okay? Upward arrow, not right arrow. It's upward arrow 13.5. So just upward you can draw 13.5. Then A to B, there's no load on the span. So obviously there's no change in shear force. It is horizontal line. Then how to draw here? B to C. B to C while drawing you should be very careful, okay? You should not draw whatever you want. You should not draw straight line. So now question is here, will you draw like this or like this? Which one is correct? 1, 2. Which one is correct? Tell me.
Second one.
Huh?
Second one is correct, I think, sir.
Why? What is the reason?
The slope decrease, I think, sir.
Yeah, intensity of loading decreasing from B to C. Obviously, the slope, maximum slope should be there at B and zero slope should be there at C. That's why like this. Okay, the slope should decrease gradually. The variation you can see here, the slope maximum and here 0. Okay, so that's why the variation is like this. Okay, that you should keep in mind. Positive SFD. Similarly, suppose if you have a same cantilever beam, but opposite nature, this one. Ten kilonewtons, 3 meters, 3 meters, okay? Like this. So reactions first. So 10 into 3, 30, that means 15 is the load, downward load. So 15 kilonewtons is the upward reaction here. And total moment about A, B, C, that 15 load, its centroid is 5 meters from A, right? Centroid you can see here, okay? So that's why 5 meters from A, it's centroid. So 15 into 5, 75. So 75 kilonewton meter. So now if you draw shear force diagram, See here 15 and up from A to B there is no change, 15 only. Then from B to C, actually the slope of the SFD at B should be 0 and it should increase and it should be maximum at C. So like this. Okay. Now you can see the tangent. If you draw at B, it should be horizontal. If you draw tangent at C, it should be maximum. So this is the variation of shear force diagram. Clear?
Yeah, yes, sir.
At any point, of course, you can find shear force. Wherever you want, you can find shear force. Okay. Similarly, let us take some simply supported beam. Some point load kind of thing like this. 30 kilonewtons, 1 meter, 2 meter. So you can find reactions, 20 kilonewtons here, 10 kilonewtons here. You know how to find reactions. So after finding reactions, drawing shear force diagram is very simple. See here upward 20. Upward 20, then horizontal, downward 30. That means 20 minus 30 minus 10, it goes to downward. Okay. Then it is horizontal from, let us assume A, B, C. So C to B, there is no load. So it is horizontal again. And it goes to top. I mean 10 rise. So see here 20, then 30 total and 10. So very easily you can draw SFD. Okay. So BC span actually or CB span shear force is negative. Okay. AC span shear force is positive. So wherever shear force is positive, positive means, see, shear force positive means what? What it indicates? Shear force positive means if you take an element like this, okay, left up, right down. Okay. So complementary is like this. That means in this diagonal tensile and in this diagonal compressive. Okay. So here if you want to put the stirrups in practical beam, if you want to put stirrups, suppose this is the practical beam. So positive shear force is there. Then tension is in which direction? This principal diagonal, right? I mean the tensile force. So the stirrups must be in this direction like this. Why in this inclination? So tensile force is in this direction, right? That's why stirrups should be placed like that. So negative shear force means what? Shear force negative means left down, right up. So complementary is like this. And in this diagonal, tension will be there. Obviously, stirrups must be placed here in this diagonal like this. Okay. So based on shear force in RCC, you should be very careful. Okay. Otherwise, if you want to put vertical stirrups, no problem. Accordingly, you can design. But if you want to design inclined stirrups, the direction is very important for positive shear force and negative shear force. Clear, Madhu?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now we'll see some more problems on simply supported beam. Suppose here point load like this, 20 kilonewtons, 10 kilonewton per meter. Two meter. Quickly, can you tell what is the reaction at A? Yeah, 20 into 2, 40 and 20 into 5, 100, 140. 140 by 6 is the RB, right? 70 by 3. Is it okay? RB? Total load is 20 and 20, 40. 40 minus 20 by 3, that is 240, 120 minus 20, 70, 50 by 3. Is it okay? Are totally 40. Okay, na saripotunda?
Yes, sir.
So now you can draw shear force diagram. Upward 50 by 3. Then A to this point, let us assume C. This is D. Up to C. Constant. 50 by 3 is about 16.33, right? So 20 means it comes down. Okay. How much? Minus 10 by 3, huh? Is it minus 10 by 3? Yeah. Then horizontal. Then 20 gradually down like this. 20 down. That means 20 means minus 70 by 3. Then it's positive plus 70 by 3. So negative, negative. So this is the SFD, shear force diagram. Okay. Clear kada? Yeah, one more problem. Suppose we have a varying load like this. Symmetric. 3 meters, 3 meter. Here intensity is central 10 kilonewton per meter. Okay, total load is 30, right? Half into 6 into 10, 30. So 15, 15. 15 kilonewtons, 15 kilonewtons is the reactions. Okay. Now, how to draw shear force diagram? SFD. See, upward 15, no doubt here. Then how it would be? I mean, central, no doubt 0. So variation must be gradually, it increases like this because intensity of loading is increasing. So then from this central point, I mean, let us assume ABC, C to B, what is the variation? Yeah, the slope should decrease and it should become 0 there, like this. Then it is 15 here. So this is the SFD, plus minus. Okay. Next. So at any point, of course, you can find shear force also. Any point you can find. Okay. One side net force. That's not a big issue for you. Okay. So now we'll see bending moment, bending of BMDs also. So what is the relation between shear force and bending moment? Relation between shear force and bending moment. Okay. Suppose if you take a small section dx width, okay. Some loading is there. Some, let us take here V shear force, here V plus dV shear force. Let us assume some M moment here, here M plus dM moment here. Okay. If you see moment equilibrium, let us take moment about A. It is W kilonewton per meter. So moment equilibrium. So clockwise M, clockwise moment M about A. So minus M plus dM minus plus V plus dV into dx clockwise couple and plus W into dx by 2 equal to 0. This is the moment equilibrium. So here M minus dm plus Vdx plus dV dx plus W dx into dx by 2 equal to 0. Wherever two differential quantities are multiplying, that can be neglected. So this quantity as well as this quantity can be neglected. Okay. These are neglected. Okay. Two small quantities. Okay. So then m gets cancelled actually. So what else is there here? Minus dm plus vdx equal to 0 or v equal to dm by dx. So shear force is rate of change of bending moment. Okay. So very easily can understand this. So we'll see some examples also. Suppose let us take here a cantilever beam with point load P, span L. So reaction is here P and moment is P into L, right? So shear force diagram, you can see it is very simple. P and horizontal like this. Okay, P, positive, SFD. You know, one more thing. Rate of change of bending moment is actually shear force. Integration of shear force is bending moment, right? Integration of shear force is Bm. Understood? No. That means here dm equal to vdx. So that means m equal to what? Integral vdx, right? Integral vdx. While doing this integral vdx, this one integration constant is important here. So that's why we choose the point of zero moment. So here at the end of the cantilever, moment is 0. So from that end you can integrate. Integration is nothing but addition of areas. So suppose at any location, suppose at x location from right, okay, if you take here the area represents bending moment. So that means from right side bending moment increases, but in negative way according to sign convention. So this is the bending moment diagram. Here moment is P into L. So left side anti-clockwise moment actually negative. You can see its sign convention here. Left side anti-clockwise hogging. See here, left side anti-clockwise or right side clockwise, that is negative hogging. So that's why we are plotting on negative side. This one negative. So now you can see the slope of this bending moment diagram. This is BMD. Bending moment diagram slope actually PL by L. What is the slope? P. That is shear force. The slope of the BMD is shear force. Integration of shear force diagram is bending moment diagram. So you can see one more problem. Suppose 2 point loads are there like this. 10 kilonewtons, 5 kilonewtons, 2 meter, 2 meter. So total reaction is here 15, 10 into 2, 20, 15 into 4, sorry, 5 into 4, 20, 20 plus 20, 40. 40 here. Now shear force diagram, if you want to draw, it is simple. 15, then up to here horizontal, then 10 down, then 5 will be there. That 5 remains like this, and here 5. Okay, so positive. This is SFD. So bending moment diagram. Of course, here 40 negative, here 5 into 2, 10 negative, here 10, here 40, negative directions, and in between variation is actually linear variation, because shear force diagram is constant, then bending moment will be linear, because integration 1 degree. See, shear force diagram 0 degree, then bending moment diagram will be 1 degree because of integration. So you can see, suppose this area, what is this area? You check it. 5 into 2, 10. That's why here 10. So from here onwards also, you can see the area of this. Area of this is 15 into 2, 30. That's why 10 plus 30, here 40. You can check it, okay? 40. The addition of area, this is 30. This is 10. So from A to C, the area added is here. A to C area 15 into 2. That's why here 30 added. Okay. So like that, very easily you can understand bending moment diagrams. Okay. Suppose sometimes variation may be UDL. Okay. Cantilever. Suppose intensity is 10 kilonewton per meter, 4 meters. So total load is how much? 10 into 4, 40. 40 is the reaction here. So moment is here 10 into 4 into 2. How much? 40 into 80, right? 80 kilonewton meter. So shear force diagram. 40 here. The 10 into 4, 40. So this is the SFD. 40 here. Okay. 4 meters. SFD. So bending moment diagram. You know, the slope of the bending moment diagram must be intensity of shear force, right? So you know variation here. Here the at point A, or fixed end, bending moment is 80. So in between variation is how? So it's very simple. Just follow the this rule. Slope of the BMD will be intensity of shear force. Slope of BMD is intensity of shear force. That means magnitude of shear force. Magnitude of shear force. So starting maximum shear force is there and ending zero shear force is there. That means the variation must be like this. Okay, like this. Concave down. Okay, this is BMD. Okay, and suppose if we have a cantilever with varying load is there. Suppose okay, some 10 kilonewton per meter, 3 meter and 3 meter. So what is the 10 into 3, 30? That means 15 here, 15 into 4, 60 here. Okay, moment. Is it okay? We'll draw shear force diagram and bending moment diagram. (15), then here to here horizontal, then here maximum to 0. That means so this is the shear force diagram, SFD. How to draw bending moment diagram? At salient points you can work out. So already 60 is there here. So left anti-clockwise, that is negative 60. That means minus 60 here, negative side. Okay. Then at, let us assume it is B point. At C0, at B point, how much? 10 into, 10, half into 3 into 10, that is 15 load into centroidal distance is about B. How much? 15 into 1, 15 only, right? అంతేనా ఇక్కడ బెండింగ్ మూమెంట్ బి దగ్గర బెండింగ్ మూమెంట్ load into centroidal distance. Centroid is somewhere here. So here 1 meter, right? About B, 15 minus 15. Okay. So the variation. See, shear force diagram, constant shear force is there. Then variation is here, linear, like this. But in shear force diagram, variation is second degree. This is second degree curve. Loading is first degree. Linear means first degree. So 1 degree will be more in bending moment diagram. Actually, for loading diagram to shear force diagram, degree increases. Shear force diagram to bending moment diagram, again degree increases. That means here you can see third degree curve here. So this is actually cubic curve. Okay, clear?
Yes, sir.
This is linear. The degree change also you should observe. Okay. Suppose if you want to draw a, some equation if you want to work out. Okay. Some at x distance. Okay. So what is the shear force and bending moment at a distance of x? So let us assume the section is at the point is x. Shear force at x equal to one side net load, right? One side net force. Right side, if you take right side downward is positive only. So how much? Half into x into the height will be at a distance of x. What is the height? From similar triangles, x by 3 into 10. Is it okay? Height
Yes, sir.
10x by 3. That is the net load. Okay, net load to the right of the section, half into x into 10x by 3, that equal to 5x square by 3. That is a shear force. It is second degree curve. Okay, second degree, 5x square by 3. Similarly, bending moment if you want to find. Yeah, see, you are taking right side. Right side clockwise. Right side clockwise is what? Negative. Right side clockwise negative. So minus. So the load is half into x into 10x by 3. That is the load into centroidal distance is about that x. It is x by 3. That equal to minus 5x cube by 9. That's my cubic equation. So in between of BC, the shear force variation and the bending moment variation you can see very easily. Clear kada?
Yes, sir.
So sometimes couples also may be there in the beams. Suppose if you take a simply supported beam with one point load, okay, one couple and one UDL, 10 kilonewtons, 6 kilonewton meter, here 8 kilonewton per meter. A, B, C, D, E points. Okay. Now first find the reactions. RA plus RB equal to 10 plus, okay, distances 2 meter, 2 meter, 2 meter, 2 meter. Yeah, 10 plus downward force. What else? 8 into 2. So 26 kilonewtons. So movement you should not consider as a load, okay? Upward force is RA plus RB. Downward force is only 10 and 8 into 2. That's all. Couple should not be counted as a force, okay? Clear? Now taking moment support A, 10 into 2 clockwise, 6 clockwise, plus 8 into 2 into 7 equal to RB into 8. Okay, 20, 26, 16 sevens, 70, 40, 112. Okay, 112, 26, 118, 138. 138 by 8.
Yes, sir.
Entama?
17.25.
17.25. RA? 26 minus of that. That is 6 plus 2, 8.75.
Yes, sir.
So now we'll see shear force diagram. Shear force diagram, up 8.75, no change up to C, then down 10. That means it goes negative side 1.25. Then in between of C to E, can you expect any change in shear force diagram? In between of C and E, can you expect any change? No change at all in between of C and E because there is no point load or UDL. The couple is there. Couple cannot be detected in the shear force diagram. You know, couple cannot be detected in the shear force diagram. Okay. Then UDL intensity 8, 2 meters. So 16 down. Totally 16 down. Already 1.25 down. Negative. So 16 means 17.25. Down, negative, this also. Okay. So up 17.25 should join there like this. So this is the shear force diagram. In shear force diagram, couple cannot be detected, but in bending moment diagram we can detect. See here, at salient points you can draw. You can see the bending moment. Bending moment at A is 0. Bending moment at B is 0. Bending moment at E how much? Check it. Bending moment at E. Take right side, easy. Okay, right side. Right side anti-clockwise positive. That means 17.25 into 2. Clockwise negative, minus 8 into 2 into 1. How much? 35 minus 16. Is it 19? Kilonewton meter, 19. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
19, positive side, okay. So, positive 19. Let it be here. Here 0. Here 19. Here 0. At C how much? Bending moment at C. 8.75 into 2. That is 17.5. Okay. 17.5. Here. Okay. At D, wherever couple is there, you can see the jump between bending moment diagram. Okay. So left of D, just left of D, just right of D. Bending moment at D, just left. Okay. I will mark like this. At D, just left. Yeah, which is equal to, that means don't consider movement. That means from left side if you consider, then 8.75 into 4 minus 10 into 2. That is 35 minus 20, 15, huh? 15 just left. Just right, bending moment at D, just right, equal to that 15 and plus 6 also. That also needs to be considered. Okay, 21. Sudden jump you can observe. Okay, 21. Jump you can observe at D. So that means here, just if you join all these things, you'll get like this. Yeah. See here, the straight line variation in AC region. CD region also straight line variation. And here, jump. Then straight line variation between. Yeah, we need to mark points here. That is 15 here, 21 here. Okay. Then here, the variation is, of course, second degree. So intensity, basically, that shear force is actually increasing. So here slope must increase. That means it is like this, convex up. Okay, convex up. Okay, second degree. Okay, so this is the BMD. So clear cut, one thing you can observe. See, what is the suppose the area of this, suppose, will indicate what? 8.75 into 2. That will be this height. The height difference here to here, height difference 17.5. Similarly, suppose if I see the area between, in shear force diagram, area if you see this region, what it indicates, see, 1.25 into 2. 2.5. That 2.5 is the difference of bending moment between those 2 points. But provided couple should not be there. In between, couple should not be there. Couple is there, then it will change. Wherever couple is there, that much amount jump will be there in the bending moment diagram. So couple can be detected in the bending moment diagram, not in shear force diagram. Okay. So wherever you have that, you can see. Similarly, here also you can observe here. In between of E and B, what is the area of this? There, that is 1.25, 17 point, this one is 1.25 and 17.25. Average is how much? So total is 18.5. 18.5 by 2 to 2. So 18, how much? 18.5, 19.
18.5.
18.5. That area 18.5.
18.5.
Then it should be 18.5 only. Then bending moment diagram there.
Movement at 8.
Sir, bending moment కూడా 18.5 sir.
I don't know. Yeah, this is not 19. That is 18.5. So here it is 18.5. That means shear force area between any 2 points will indicate the difference of bending moment. Okay, difference of bending moment. See here 18.5 and 0. So the difference exactly matches with the area of the shear force diagram between those 2 points. Clear kada?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And what else we need to discuss? ఇంతవరకు మీరు విన్న దాంట్లో ఏమైనా డౌట్స్ ఉంటే అడగండి. ఇంకేమైనా మీకు ఏమైనా కొత్తగా డౌట్స్ ఏమైనా ఉన్నా లేకపోతే ఏమైనా కావాలన్నా చెప్పండి. So how to identify loading diagram from shear force diagram, or shear force diagram from bending moment diagram, or bending moment diagram from shear force diagram, or shear force diagram from loading diagram. So it's very simple. Qualitatively we'll see. Suppose if you have a shear force diagram like this. Like this is shear force diagram. Okay, based on this positive and negative. Suppose A here, B here, the drop is here, C quantity, D quantity. So based on shear force diagram, you can draw loading diagram. How? So by seeing itself here, it is actually simply supported beam, because here upward is there, here also upward is there last. So that indicates it's a simply supported beam. For simply supported beam only you can see this kind of picture. And see upward, here upward is there, means that reaction is A. Similarly here upward, it's going up, means here reaction is D. And here downward B is there, that means that load is B here. Here C drop is there linearly, gradually like this, that means that must be UDL of intensity, the slope, that is C by the span is suppose L here, C by L. C by L is the intensity, some units per length, right? Clear? Similarly, based on this, you can go for, bending moment diagram also you can draw based on this shear force diagram. That is, suppose, anyway, for simply support beam, here bending moment 0, here bending moment 0. So suppose let us take A, B, C, D. So in between of AC, variation is what? In shear force diagram, constant. That means here linear, increasing like this. Okay. Then here, okay, I'll draw properly. Yeah, like this. Okay. Then what is this quantity here? Obviously area of this, right? Area of what? This area. Let's assume that is L1, this is L2, this is L3. Okay. L2 here. Okay. So here this height will be AL1. Is it okay? Then what is the variation here? Bending moment diagram of variation of bending moment diagram in this CD portion. Just if you observe here, there is a sudden change in shear force diagram at C. That means the slope should suddenly changed. That means the slope should decrease. Still it is positive. So instead of having slope like this, so that means slope continuity is not there here, because shear force continuity is not, shear force is dropping. That means slope should drop here, and the slope should become 0 here, like this, and slope should decrease like this. Okay, slope should decrease. So this is a second degree curve, and from there onwards the slope must be constant, because dB portion shear force is constant, here slope must be constant. So here you are getting maximum bending moment. Maximum bending moment where you will get means wherever shear force is dropping from positive to negative or negative to positive, the sign change is there in the bending shear force diagram. There you can get maximum, because if you see a tangent, if you draw a tangent here at maximum, that will be zero slope. So that means shear force will be zero there. So here at this junction, I mean at this point C, you can see the slope discontinuity. Left side slope is different, right side tangent slope is different, because the jump is there B amount here at C in shear force diagram. The quantities also you can work out. Here you see D into L3. See, this quantity is D into L3. Okay. Similarly, the increment here, the increment here is how much? Means that is area of this. Whatever this positive area is there, that much increase will be there here. Suppose this area is A2. So this will be A2 ordinate. Okay, here rise. Then it is negative area is adding. That means next we are having negative area like this. This whatever, suppose that area is A3. So from here to here, drop is here A3 amount. Okay, clear?
Yes, sir.
This one, this area is what? D into L3. That's why this drop is D into L3. So like that, based on areas, you can see based on areas as well as slope relationships. Okay, the slope of bending moment diagram will be the ordinate of shear force diagram. That also you can make use, as well as accumulating of areas. That means integration of shear force diagram areas will give you bending moment diagram ordinate. Okay, that you should keep in mind. Integration means summation only. Integration of SFD gives ordinates of BMD. Okay, so and the slope of BMD is ordinate of SFD. Similarly, integration of loading will give you a shear force. Slope of shear force gives you intensity of loading. See, routine and okay, Madhu?
Yes, sir.
So just you go through our this one, our YouTube channel, okay? YouTube channel, Pulaganti Srihari. And SFD and BMD problems.